At 11 p.m. on a random Tuesday, Arjun Mehta was just 60 days away from moving his entire life from Seattle to Ahmedabad. 32 years of memories were already packed into suitcases. His son Nikhil had booked the flights. His wife Priya had already secured an EOCI card for their newborn baby Arav. 3 generations, one way tickets, a perfect plan. Then, a single text message in the family group chat changed everything. Nikhil wrote, "Wait, Dad, is your card still a PIO? I don't think those work anymore." He was right, and Arjun was 2 months away from finding out the hard way at the boarding gate. There are three paperwork traps that can stop an NRI family at the airport, and one massive financial mistake that hits your bank account the moment you land. Of these, the third trap is the one that can cancel your trip at the gate, even when everything else is perfect. So you do not want to miss that. If you're planning your own return, hit subscribe. I break down one high stakes decision like this every week, the kind most people discover only after it's already too late. Here is exactly what the Mehtas found and what you must check before you move. Arjun wasn't worried at first. He'd watched the Indian government extend the PIO to OCI conversion deadline for a decade. Every time a deadline approached, it moved. He assumed it always would. This time, it didn't. The government was explicit: no more extensions. As of January 1st, those blue PIO cards, the ones Arjun and Meera had carried since 2011, stopped being accepted at immigration. Period. The scary part: there was no red flag when they bought the tickets, no warning from the airline. Arjun was about to fly halfway across the world only to be turned back at the border. Arjun and Meera went straight to VFS Global and applied for OCI conversion immediately. With 4 to 6 weeks of processing time against a 2 month runway, they had room to spare as long as they didn't wait another day. And when the conversion came through, they noticed something new. Since July 8th, new OCS are issued as EOCI, a digital only format. Grandfather and grandson, decades apart, ended up on the exact same digital card. Problem 1 solved. But as the Mehtas quickly learned, having the card is only half the battle. While double checking the documents, Priya caught the mistake that catches even the most organized families. OCI cards don't update themselves. Every time a holder gets a new passport, they are required to upload it to the OCI portal within 3 months. If the OCI record and your current passport don't match, airlines have started denying boarding at check in, even if your OCI card is completely valid. Priya had renewed her own passport 3 months ago. She was right at the edge of that window. Priya updated her own passport to OCI link immediately before the window closed. Then she went back and verified everyone else's link. Problem 2 handled. Then there is the trap that catches everyone, even those with perfect paperwork. Every single traveler to India now has to submit a digital e arrival card through the Suswagatam portal. But here's the catch: you have to do it within 72 hours of landing. If you miss that narrow window, the airline won't even issue you a boarding pass. 3 days before departure, every family member, from the grandkids to the grandparents, filed their own e arrival card, printed the QR code, and kept a screenshot as backup. The paperwork was finally bulletproof. But even if your paperwork is perfect and you make it through the gate, there is one more mistake that costs real money, not just a missed trip. Arjun had assumed his OCI status protected his NRI banking status. It doesn't. The moment the Mehtas relocated to Ahmedabad, the clock started on their tax residency. OCI status has zero impact on that. Whether the Mehtas owe Indian tax on their global income, and when they are legally required to convert their NRE accounts to resident accounts depends entirely on one thing: the number of days each of them actually spends on Indian soil. Once settled, the Mehtas track their India day count from day one, not their OCI status, because that is the only number that actually determines their tax and banking timeline. If you're worried about that tax clock ticking on your global income, I've linked a deep dive on how to use RNOR status to keep that income tax free for your first few years back in the description. They made the flight 32 years in Seattle, closed out on schedule because they caught the small details in time. If you have a parent or relative still traveling on a PIO card, especially if you're planning a move back, check it this week. That deadline isn't coming up, it's already behind you. This is for educational purposes. Rules change fast. Always confirm your status with an Indian mission or an immigration professional before you book your flight. If this helped you navigate the move, subscribe for more. One real decision, broken down every single week.